mean, do you want to tell our viewers how did you start following Barcelona? Who's your favorite player? And yeah, I mean, anything else that you want to add? Favorite
Okay,
Classico memory, maybe.
the thing is, I started watching football. I've been a football fan like since I was a kid actually. But अगर जिसको बोले कि to religiously start following the football, it started in 2014 after the World Cup.
Mhm.
So I watched the Argentina versus Germany. That was actually my first match, जिसको मैंने ढंग से बैठ के देखा for the 90 minutes. And back then I could not understand how upsetting it was for Messi, whatever happened. But yeah, I had a little idea. Starting, I have been a Barca fan only. I got my first kit. It was a Barca kit, I guess in 2007 or 8. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
it was a Ronaldinho kit. So that's what I got, and उसके बाद से I have always been tilted towards Barcelona only. My favorite player, obviously, was Messi, very unsurprisingly. But I started following Barcelona because of the trio of Iniesta, Xavi, and Busquets. That's
Mhm.
who actually inspired me to, play football the way I play it today. I play as a defender, right back, as a center back only. But how I look at the game, how I move, what I do, the things that I like to do, they can be derived more from Iniesta rather than Messi or anyone. So that's how I came into playing and watching football. उसके बाद से I have always been a Barca fan only. And if you ask what my favorite El Clasico memory would be the iconic Messi celebration in the Bernabeu. This one, where
Yeah.
the one where he holds the jersey up.
Yeah.
That I actually watched that match live from starting to the beginning, and it actually came at a very unexpected turn, like a very unexpected time. Roberto carried the ball to the midfield and then distributed and all. I never expected it. The tiki-taka play, it was very. It has been a part of Barcelona ever since Johan Cruyff's time, which was perfected by Guardiola. So even though after Guardiola's departure, we did not have much connection with the OG tiki-taka philosophy, but still, जो चीज होती है ना कि it comes into your DNA, the
Yeah.
passing and the moving and like the tricks are on a minimal rather than it's a team display. So yeah, that's why it's
Yeah, I
always been
agree. I
Barcelona
mean,
only.
Barcelona has always been a more team structured uh,
Hmm.
style of play, whereas Real Madrid doesn't have a philosophy as such when we focus on. I mean,
Yeah,
we do
their
focus a lot.
philosophy, their philosophy is to win, and like the winner's
Yeah, that's
mentality is
true.
something. The winner's mentality, the ruthlessness while they play, and the intensity at which they play.
Exactly.
That's commendable. That is commendable.
Yeah, I mean, I love Barcelona's style of play as well. I mean, I prefer Real Madrid, of course, as a Real Madrid fan, but yeah, given that I play,
Both obvious.
in the midfield as well, so I like keeping control of the ball. So I mean, it's a pretty, I mean, it's a very different way of playing, and I really like enjoy it as well. So I'm gonna try and uh, create our lineup, the combined 11 on it.
Hmm.
I haven't used this before, so hopefully this works out. But uh, yeah. So, what do you think our formation should be? So, I mean, I am pretty biased on what it should be, as you probably already know. But I want to get your thoughts. What formation do you think suits
Well, I would
both
personally go
teams?
with 4-3-3 only. I would
Uh,
go with 4-3-3 because I mean it's a trademark Barcelona formation.
uh-huh. I mean, till last
What
season, it was also Real Madrid's formation, right? But the time
hmm,
we have shifted to the diamond, which is slightly surprising because it's always that Barcelona is a team which is more midfield heavy. But now we have
midfield
a
heavy.
situation where Real Madrid is more midfield heavy, and we lack this players to play a 4-3-3. But I mean,
Yeah, see,
I'm
see,
have
that's one more thing. That's one more thing. You guys, uh, you guys signed Bellingham to enforce the midfield, but he basically acts like a second striker, or that sort of a thing only.
Yeah, but he has this freedom which he probably won't get. In the diamond, he has a freedom which he probably won't get
Hmm.
uh, in a 4-3-3. That's the issue.
Diamond
So that's why
formation,
Ancelotti.
yeah.
Yeah, that's why I was saying. That's why, given that we have so many midfielders, I think Ancelotti made the right decision to shift to a diamond. So at least अब हमारे पास midfield से goals काफी आ रहे हैं, even though Rodrigo and Vinicius are not scoring as much.
Yeah. So you you're
So
gonna
what
you,
should
you
we
wanna
do?
go with the diamond formation?
I mean, I have a bias. Yes, if you don't have a very strict preference for 4-3-3, we can fit more
Sure,
midfield. Take it this way:
we can do it. We can do a diamond one. We can do a
we
diamond
can
one.
fit we can fit more midfielders, which suits both Barcelona and Real Madrid. Okay, let's
That is
select
true.
the diamond. Okay, so
Yeah.
I think let's start from the keeper. So
Keep it.
yeah, but I mean, unfortunately, we don't have Courtois, so it's Kepa versus Ter Stegen,
Kepa versus
and I
Stegen,
mean,
and I think it's a pretty
yeah,
clear choice.
yeah, I on this one I agree because Kepa is still. I was never
Hmm.
in favor of getting him, but he's been doing
So
okay for us. He has made a few mistakes.
who would you have signed to replace Courtois?
I think Bono was an option, but because of the African Cup of Nations, we did not get him. So from Sevilla, Yasin Bono, but
Hmm.
he would have been a good short-term replacement. We have Lunin, but Lunin has never impressed too
Lonin,
much.
he had a pretty underwhelming display.
Yeah,
Although I'll
so
agree कि if Courtois was fit, I would have probably gone with him only in the goal
I think,
because
yeah, I think
Stegen,
let's.
even though he's the captain and all, even though he's an amazing goalkeeper, he kind of sometimes does not perform in big games.
Yeah, Stegen, I think he has this tendency to make a few mistakes as well. I think short stopping
Yeah,
sometimes. So
he
I
gets a
I
bit
really
fragile.
like him. Yeah, I really like him, but yeah, I've seen him make mistakes, which probably Courtois doesn't make, but Kepa definitely
Hmm.
makes. So Kepa is not commanding at all. So for now, I think I agree with you that we should go with Ter Stegen.
Okay,
Okay, so that's our
moving on.
uh, goalkeeper. Let's start with left back because right back, I think we might have a few arguments on. Left back,
Hmm.
we don't have a player who's very established right now. Okay, Balde or Kamavinga?
Uh,
See, Kamavinga had a man of the match performance against Barcelona last year at left back, and
he shut down Rafinha.
he,
Like legit,
he
Rafinha
was
was out of the
crazy.
game. I mean,
Exactly.
I was pulling my hair out कि यार ये बंदा इतना बढ़िया कैसे खेले लेफ्ट बैक वाली पोजीशन पे. What is this guy made of? But then again, he had a Hall of Shame performance against Man City in the second leg.
Yeah, that's why I have mixed feelings about Kamavinga at left back. I really like him in the midfield, but I feel as if good managers who can overload that side of the wing will take advantage of him being not central, playing. So yeah, I'll give you an option. So Kamavinga in midfield or Kamavinga at left back.
I take Kamavinga in midfield actually
Okay, so let's go with
because of the
Balde.
because of the work rate he puts in. That's
Yeah,
unparalleled.
yeah. Okay. Center back. I think Rudiger needs to be there. I think he is. He hasn't gotten a chance over Militao and Alaba, but Rudiger, one on one, I think he's one of the best defenders right, center backs right now.
Yeah,
He
I
shut
agree.
down Haaland. He shut down Osimhen from Napoli, and let's
Hmm.
hope he shut down Lewandowski if he plays as well. So I think Rudiger probably needs to be there
Rudiger should be there. Yeah, despite his antics,
as the
I would want him
yeah.
to be there.
I mean, he basically gives some थोड़ा बहुत तो वो करता है यार कि थोड़ा entertainment हो जाता है. He was fighting with
हाँ
Ramos in the last match
yeah,
against
I
Sevilla. It was
know.
pretty funny. एंड टोनी क्रूस आधे कमेंट कि अच्छा अगर रोडिगर येलो कार्ड पे नहीं होता तो थोड़े और we would have had some more fun. He was one yellow card away from suspension. So if he wasn't, then we
Yeah.
might have seen something happen. So I think he's a character, but at the same time, he's very defensively, one-on-one, he shuts players down. So if you put him on, say, for example, Lewandowski will have a hard time. Even though I love
Hmm.
Lewandowski, I mean, he's one of my favorite strikers apart from Benzema.
Since we're talking about the one-on-one abilities, the other position should go to Araujo.
Rudiger to start. So I'm completely fine with putting Araujo there.
Yeah. I also feel that Araujo would be utilized at his maximum capacity at the centre back position.
Yeah, so we're looking like a pretty strong. I think right back, obviously there's Cancelo, who's a great player. At one point, I think he was the best fullback, but currently on current form, I think I prefer Carvajal just because he's been playing. He's been amazing this season. Like he's been the captain's. You know, the captain leading from the front. I think that's why I'll probably prefer Carvajal over Cancelo. Maybe Cancelo can be fit in the front line somehow, but let's see. But I think currently
Yeah, no,
I'll
no.
prefer.
Even I would go with Carvajal here actually.
Okay, no, I should write gluten-free Carvajal actually, just to
Gluten-free Carvajal.
if it doesn't fit, so I write. I for this I have no doubt it should be Tchouaméni. I mean that player is my favorite player in Real Madrid right now.
How many? I
But
mean,
yeah, apart from Jude Bellingham, and maybe to an extent Vinicius. If you saw the Atletico match, I was so pissed off with Ancelotti because he उसने बोला कि Tchouaméni is being rested and उसको निकाला and he played Kroos and Modric and we lost the game really badly. And since then
yeah.
he hasn't missed even one game and we won except the Sevilla game we won all matches that he's started and even in the Sevilla game I
Mm.
think he was taken off or something. I no maybe Valverde and Tchouaméni were taken off and then we conceded.
You see, even
So that,
if like I mean, Chouameni definitely makes a strong case, but if Frankie was fit, I think he would have edged Chouameni for the position because
I think Frankie would have been a good for the CM role, but I genuinely think Charmany's interception and tackling is probably the best in the world
hmm,
at the DM position right now. I mean, for
yeah,
France,
actually,
for
plus right now Barcelona don't have a defensive midfielder
exactly,
other
I
than
think
Real Romeo,
Romeo plays,
and
yeah,
I
and
won't pick him over Chouameni any day. Even
yeah,
though
I think
he has his plus points, Chouameni deserves to go in the position.
situation. Okay, so DM we agree on. Let's come to the two center midfields. So हमारे option are Kamaming. So again, we are loaded in midfield, but I mean we can argue who wants to be.
Yeah,
So our
firstly, I
option,
think let's just first evaluate the options we have.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. हमारे side से है Tony Cruz. Let's talk about left center midfield. So we have Tony Cruz and Kamavinga there. What about Barcelona? Who would you nominate for left center midfield?
Gavi.
Okay, let's do one thing. So, who are the other midfield choices for Barca? Because this is going to be tough. We have a lot of good contenders from both sides.
Hmm. See, other midfield our primary midfield options are Frankie, Gavi, Pedri, and
Is Frankie
Gundogan.
fit?
No, he's not fit. That's what I'm saying. कि like जो दो main
Okay.
थे out of everyone, they're तो out only. Gundogan,
Yeah.
I
So let's.
feel कि even though he's pretty experienced, I don't think he cracks the combined 11.
So which
Other
ones
than
do
that,
you
we have got
which?
Romeo. That's it. I mean, we are for once we are really thin on midfield options.
Yeah, it's pretty surprising. I mean, I have my bias. But given that we're going to combine this, let's put one midfielder from Madrid and one from Barca for left and right mid. Okay,
Left
so
left should be uh, for left should be left should go to Gavi.
I would.
Cruz, see,
It's
Cruz, I
it's a bit.
think. Okay,
Yeah.
so let's compare this thing. Even though like during the three-peat era, the your trio of KCM, Cruz, Casemiro, and Modric.
Yeah. Yeah.
Casemiro was supposed to be the defensive midfielder.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
the
Yeah.
CDM. But
Hmm.
uh, except for the what do you say, the defending, the tackling, and all the duties of the CDM were performed by Cruz. Ball
Yeah.
distribution,
Yeah.
dictating the pace of the game, inside
Yeah.
incisive passing, everything. It was a duty
Yeah.
of Cruz. So
Yeah.
that's why I feel he played more as a central defensive midfielder. And looking that we already have Chouameni as his replacement in the lineup and in real life also, I feel Cruz should pass on the torch right now.
But given that we have Gavi, which is pretty similar to Valverde, I think I'll
Valverde
choose Cruz.
minus the shooting.
Yeah, minus the shooting, and probably yeah, I would agree that Valverde has a third lung, and probably Gavi doesn't. But
And
Valverde
Gavi
is
doesn't.
tireless. I
That
think
Gavi
he does.
doesn't.
He does, but I think I've seen Valverde sprint the entire length of the pitch in the 90 plus third minute. So that's why I think he's. I'm not taking anything away from Gavi, but he उसके अंदर कुछ तीन चार और extra है बस
ये तो
basically
है
that's what he
यार,
brings.
हाँ नहीं वलवर्डे, हाँ मेरे लिए लाइक है ना कि वलवर्डे इज दैट प्लेयर कि आई विश he played for Barcelona because the passion, the aggression, the awareness, that is something like that is not what you find, what you usually find in players.
Yeah, so I can switch this around, but I was keeping Cruz at LM and Gavi as right mid. If you prefer to switch that around, I'm fine with that. I think Cruz is
No, yeah, it's fine. Like it's basically the like sentiment only the
yeah,
position.
but slightly wider. So, I mean, to be honest, I would be completely okay keeping Valverde instead of Cruz as well. But again, just because it's a combined 11, uh, uh,
Hmm.
I mean, I think most people will agree that Cruz needs to be there. I think एक experienced player तो होना चाहिए. सारे young है more or
हाँ.
less. I think one experienced player in the midfield is important. Okay, let's go to the AM. I think there's
Yeah.
no doubt about who I'm gonna suggest. Uh, Hopefully, we don't have to argue about that because Abhi to
No,
Bellingham.
the only thing we have to argue about is whether Bellingham's a midfielder or a striker. That's it.
I think he played striker against Atletico and उसने अच्छा नहीं किया था. That's the only thing. So I would just wanted to mention Modric because I mean I don't want people to feel कि मैंने
Yeah, yeah,
उसको
of course
ignore
we
कर
have to.
दिया.
We
Still,
have to.
uh, so coming to Bellingham, I think Bellingham Atletico Madrid में striker खेला था and he didn't play well. I want the diamond just so that Bellingham can play in that hole because he's not playing
Hmm.
just as a goal scorer. वो पीछे आता है, he has a lot of chances created. He covers a lot of ground. He takes control of the ball. I think he's an all round player right now. मतलब क्रिकेट में जैसे ऑलराउंडर होता है ना उस लेवल का प्लेयर अभी हमारे लिए खेल रहा है. So that's the only reason I wouldn't say he's a striker because
Hmm.
in fact, he plays better when there is a person who can get him the ball. So अगर जैसे कोई Lewandowski या Joselu होगा, he's been playing better when Joselu is there क्योंकि people are covering Joselu and he makes those runs into the box where
हाँ.
he can score. So I would say
Hmm.
he at attacking mid and uh, I mean if you don't have an issue, I'm gonna put his name there.
No, he should be. The only thing I would have done, if not Bellingham, I would have put Felix there. Yeah, Felix.
He's been playing well, but again, Felix का वही है कि I like him. He went to the wrong club, not Barca, but Atletico.
No, that's
That was
Atletico.
not the
I've
club
I've
for
been
him.
saying I've been saying it since 2019, since he made the move. Atletico is not the team for him. He needs a
Exactly.
team which builds around him, which is built around him.
Exactly.
You cannot
Not
expect
even
a player
him
like
being
Joao
just more
Felix.
creative.
Yeah, exactly. You cannot expect a player who's as creative as Joao Felix to play in a defensive oriented team and counter attacking team like Atletico Madrid, which shuts off during the entire 80 during for the 80 minutes of the game, and then in the last 10 minutes it comes alive, and it comes alive in such a way कि कोई भी opposition हो, they can beat them. I think I don't know. I honestly don't know why he isn't in the lineup. Why he shouldn't be in the lineup, but I guess that's what it is. Because
Which
strikers coming because if you move on to the strikers, I think that we have two very clear options. One is Vinicius and one
yeah,
is Lewandowski.
yeah. I mean, I think
And
I'll just put them down. I mean,
yeah, we should
uh,
put them down because these are the only two options. But let's talk about Vinicius actually. I feel we should talk about Vinicius.
uh,
His transformation actually has been very amazing. For the first 2 or 3 years, uh, I, I saw the signs. कि हाँ ठीक है, he is going to be a good player, but the antics he indulges himself on the field, from constantly provoking the fans, constantly fighting the refs, constantly fighting the players. I don't like it. I didn't like it when Suarez used to do this. I did not like it when Jordi Alba used to do this. I don't like it when Vinicius does it.
yeah. I think
He has the
thoda miss.
potential to be the best player in La Liga. He has the potential to be the best
Yeah,
player in the La Liga. Undoubtedly,
I mean,
undisputed best player.
uh,
He
yeah,
already is up there, but to be the undisputed player, undisputedly best player of the La Liga. But that's the thing. To be a good player, it just doesn't limit you to the footballing abilities. It also involves everything you do on the pitch and off the pitch.
yeah.
The
देखो
racism, the
थोड़ा
racism thing has.
he
Hmm.
no, the racism thing, I think is an issue in Spain. I have a lot of Spanish friends.
Yeah, it
It's
is
an
an
issue
issue.
in Spain. It's an institutional issue there. कि मतलब
Hmm.
they think all of this isn't fun. I mean, अभी उसने कोई वीडियो पोस्ट की थी from the Sevilla
There
game
was a
where
little girl
yeah,
doing the.
there was a boy or some kid calling him a monkey. So
Yeah.
these are institutional things. So I think he blows them out to an extent. He fights a little bit. I mean, which I don't 100% agree with. But last year देखा, if you have seen him play, he's probably been the most fouled player in La Liga, right? And at one point that was Messi, right?
Hmm.
And to an extent, he got some protection from referees, right? And rightly so. I feel as if these players should be protected because अगर इनको भाई मारते रहेंगे तो यार
Actually,
you're
yeah.
not gonna have players who are gonna want to play like that.
Hmm.
For example, Neymar, if
Hmm.
he asked for more protection as well because you want these players to be slightly Hazard, all these dribblers who have the tendency of getting tackled a lot. Vinny
Yeah.
का भी same था यार. I can show you a compilation where he was being हर away stadium में it was an issue.
It was
ठीक
an
है,
yeah, वही ना, it
players
was
are
an issue, but and Vinicius indulging मतलब like taking the bait. It did not help his case. क्योंकि
exactly.
if
That's the only thing.
that's the
He
thing कि
waits
जैसे
on.
we say it in like India कि जहर को जहर नहीं काट सकता,
हाँ,
है ना,
exactly.
like an eye
वो
for an
थोड़ा
eye
हो
makes the
गया.
whole world blind. So
हाँ,
we can't we
I agree.
like I mean I don't blame him. Definitely I don't blame him because racism is something which is unacceptable anywhere, much less football. Football is actually an emotion. It's more than just a sport, and racism does not have any
Yeah.
place here. But as I've always maintained, like Vinicius should work on his personality or work on his uh, off game off game antics.
No,
It would really
I
help him.
agree. थोड़ा he can I think उसका फिर वो distract हो जाता है and he starts
हाँ,
playing slightly, which I agree.
वही.
I also agree that sometimes he's right कि अगर यार if we can't even imagine what goes through his mind if he was
Actually,
actually
yeah. I
to
mean, I've
call
seen
this.
players break down on the field regarding the
Yeah,
racism, and I've
exactly.
never seen Vinicius. I mean,
Yeah, he's always
if he faces that kind of a thing, he just goes in and asks for more. I mean, that
yeah.
if that's not the Madrid mentality, then I don't know what is.
Exactly. So he has that. I think he just needs to be focused and not be provoked by players. I do think he needs more
That's
protection.
the only thing
भाई
that's the only thing I've always
भाई
said.
अगर अगर he goes to Champions League ना मतलब refereeing standard has been so bad. I'll say it for I mean let's not go into refereeing much, but refereeing standard has been so
Hmm.
bad in La Liga कि अगर वो UEFA में जाते हैं they're like literally surprised that the referee is good. कि मतलब both Barca and
Hmm.
Madrid probably कि I mean, इतने
Yeah,
she's
refereeing in
protected.
La Liga has been really problematic,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they have made
So,
some really like very effed up calls at times, which
yeah,
without any explanation. I हाँ, that's the thing I feel कि मतलब जो होता है ना कि there should be people you should explain this decision, any controversial decision that you take कि हाँ कि why did we
exactly.
do this, why did we do that, especially in
हाँ,
the cases of handballs. Handball rules are
exactly.
so vague, like anyone
अभी अभी
can
वही अभी वही
anyone can
नाचो नाचो के
use them
साथ भी
to
यही
their
हुआ था.
player.
हाँ.
किसके साथ?
Nacho against Napoli was a call that I did not understand. He tackled the ball, ricocheted, and then hit his hand, and he gave a penalty. So
Yeah,
handball.
exactly.
Anyway, I think इसके ऊपर तो हम पूरा एक separate video बना सकते हैं. But
हाँ,
we try not to talk about things out of our control. But I mean, coming back to
if I
topic,
speak,
I
I'm
think
in
we
trouble.
have our yeah. If we talk, we are in trouble, right?
We are in trouble.
But we have our combined 11.
Combined
How
11.
do you feel about it? अ, मैं इसको मैं कोशिश कर रहा था कि थोड़े रियल मैड्रिड और बार्सा के कलर्स आ जाए बट थोड़ा वो डिफिकल्ट है बट एनीवे वी हैव Stegen in
Ter
goal. We
Stegen.
have Rudiger and Araujo as centre backs. Left back Balde. Right back Glutenfield Carvajal. Chamini as DM. Cruz Gavi as our centre mids. Bellingham AM and of course Vinicius and Lewandowski as the centre forwards.
Striker.
I mean, it looks pretty good.
Vinicius,
Like if
it looks pretty good, but see, that's the thing. If you choose this diamond formation, you won't be utilizing Vini.
uh, we are struggling with that slightly, but he's also adapting. So I think in
Hmm.
the end वो कर जाएगा. But obviously, when he's one on the left wing against someone, or even two on one, वो निकाल लेता है. So
Why the
I
Brazilian genes?
yeah, but
They play
given
on
कि हमारा
they play on their instinct. Sometimes it works, sometimes it
हाँ,
doesn't.
बट इतनी मिडफील्ड भरी है कि खिलाना ही पड़ेगा. अभी तो कोई ऑप्शन ही नहीं है कि सबको खिलाना है. तो
हाँ.
मतलब किसको बेंच करोगे अभी? So, like for
Actually, yeah.
example, Camavinga has to play left back if he wants to play. So let's see Barca against what Ancelotti does. So I mean,
Hmm.
but this seems to be our best combined 11. I feel good about it. I mean, agar this plays against any Premier League team, I think they have the potential to beat Bayern, Man
This team,
City,
I
and
mean, if we have if we have a fit Barcelona, they
uh,
can play against anyone. I mean,
वो भी है.
actually, a fit Barca played against City too last season, and we drew 3-0. We drew 3-all. We drew the game, and
हाँ
even though it
मतलब
was even though it was a friendly, but still, like
हाँ,
in terms of quality and all, I feel कि मतलब Barcelona lacks nothing. It's just the mentality which they need to culminate, which they need to strengthen more. I mean, they have
I
worked
mean,
on it.
हमारे पास
They have worked on
हम
it.
तो
They have
बोल
worked
रहे
on
हैं.
it drastically. I mean, Shantanu, since the Luke De Jong days, when Luke De Jong used to play for us, उसके बाद से like वहां से the last season and the last season to this season, I mean the transition Xavi has done, I like it's unbelievable, unbelievable. I have seen Barcelona, give up after the first goal, but up
Yeah.
it's a completely changed thing. Like we keep going
I
like
know
we
I
keep
saw a
going.
few matches, Celta Vigo and एक
Hmm.
और कोई मैच था when they came back. I don't remember it, La Liga में. Was it Mallorca? Maybe. I think
Even I
Mallorca था.
don't remember. Even I don't remember.
Yeah,
But
दो
anyway, yeah,
matches
that's
where
the
they've come
thing.
back in the last five. No, but I
If there's
agree.
one
I mean,
thing Barca can learn, hmm?
हमारे पास उल्टा है. हमारे पास प्लेयर्स नहीं है. हमें पता है. हमारे पास ना स्ट्राइकर है. हमारे पास ना
हाँ, actually,
गोल की goalkeeper and our left back. So this time,
But still
I
you
think
but still you managed to do it. वही ना वो जो Madrid mentality है. It is something. It is something. If there's something Barca can learn from Madrid is the mentality.
yeah, let's see. Exciting Classico ahead for tomorrow.
Yeah,
Thank you for
definitely.
joining, Dhruv. This was pretty fun actually. So
Yeah.
hopefully it will be a good match and all the best.
May
And
the may
thank,
the
I
may the
mean,
may the
thanks
may
for
the
joining.
best may the best team win.
May the best team win. Exactly. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, you too. Cheers. All the best.
All the best.